fell.
There we are.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 5 of the Midnight Men podcast.
Good start.
Good shit. Good, nice place.
Nice place. Nice podcast.
Nice podcast. My name is Harry Savage.
And I'm Jack Stellan.
Yeah, see, you thought I was going to do what you did, didn't you?
No, I forgot my own name when you said yours.
We haven't. We have got one thing that we're probably going to talk quite extensively on today, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, it's not the most interesting thing in the world.
We'll make it interesting.
We always do. So, I think we should start with the news, because when we talk about what we've been playing recently, that's going to fit quite nicely.
That's
and
true.
Then we can talk about that for quite a bit.
We can talk about the other things we've watched and played, and then
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good segue.
Well, we'll start with that because it's quite relevant today. The Capcom countdown. Audible disappointment.
Yeah, like...
Go take it away, Jack. You're definitely a lot more passionate about this than myself.
So it was you who sent me the thing saying there's a countdown.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, then it's got to be the only...
So, for context, Capcom
Yeah,
put a countdown, like they took everything off their website and just put a countdown
for a week
on their US website, and it was a week-long countdown, and it ended this morning, Monday the 21st at 5 a.m, I think.
Was meant to be 5, but
yeah,
it was about 5:30.
And it broke, yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
Stupid
to be fair,
fucks.
was just because it had a lot of traffic, but still, it's annoying. Anyway, go on.
So yeah, you sent it to me, and I was like, well, there's all the rumours of the Resident Evil 4 remake. Surely this countdown has to be that. I'd say Resident Evil is Capcom's biggest franchise. And then the countdown finished, and it was Street Fighter 6.
Which, I must admit, the trailer did look pretty cool. I thought graphically it looked very nice. I think they're putting it in a new engine.
Right.
But
I don't care.
yeah, that's not what I wanted at all.
I'm not giving them money for that.
No, I'm not going to play it. I mean, it's Street Fighter. How are they going to do it any different?
It's B-Tech Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it's B-Tech Injustice.
It's GCSE Injustice.
But yeah, it's very disappointing.
It has its fans.
And they are fucking die-hard fans.
Oh, yeah. But, well, here's the thing. Like, I remember when Street Fighter 5 came out and everyone was hating on it. It was an exclusive. I think people hated the story. I think people hated
Street
all
Fighter
the...
5 has been active for about 6 years now.
Yeah, I think it was 2016 it came out. But I just feel like it's so out of the blue. And I know, like, a good announcement is just, here it is all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But not for me. And I was so looking forward to it being... It could have been Street Fighter 6 and a Resident Evil thing.
Yeah.
But they just decided, let's do one thing.
Well, the thing that got me was that they were... we've said this a few times now, but first thing I noticed when I looked at the countdown was that the font they used was the font that they used for the titles of the Resident Evil remake games.
Yeah.
So,
even
2 and 3.
Even the glow it had to it kind of looked
just
like...
aesthetically, it was
It
the
looked like an
remakes.
umbrella
Yeah.
thing.
Like, I mean, everything visually just said that, yeah, this is a new remake.
Yeah. Or
either 4, Code Veronica, DLC, whatever.
or fucking, I don't know, maybe they're going to... I know it's too soon, but they'll just be like, here's when 9 is coming out.
Yeah, even that.
Just anything Resident Evil would have been great. That stunk like a motherfucker.
Jack.
Sorry. Jesus Christ. But yeah, Street Fighter, I mean, it has its fans, and they seem happy. I am not one, so I am not.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll...
Bad start to the week.
I probably won't play it, but it does look good. It does look nice. But
it's coming out this year, so that's quite soon.
It must be quite far. Well, I suppose
believe summer.
It's probably just a reskin of 5, which is a reskin of 4, which is a reskin of 3, which is a reskin of 2.
Which is a foreskin.
I'm a fan. Super Bowl happened.
It happened.
I didn't really care for it.
No, I enjoyed the halftime show.
Pretty low scoring game.
Was it?
For an NFL game, but yeah, the halftime show was alright.
Yeah. It's just a lot of fun, really, isn't it?
The two of them that didn't lip sync were very good.
Yeah.
I think Kendrick.
That was me and you.
Yeah, I think Kendrick and Dre didn't lip sync. I think Eminem stunk of lip sync. and played like there was so many better songs he could have played. It's still a great song, but you know, it was pretty good. And he's wearing the same thing he's been wearing
for the past like 5
since
years.
Kamikaze.
Yeah. But obviously the big drawing point is those trailers.
Yeah, the trailers that came out.
Not as many as I thought there would be.
I've forgotten all of them. Apart from the Lord of the Rings one, I can't remember what else came out.
The 30-second Moon Knight.
Didn't see it.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, I saw the Doctor Strange one. Yeah, that was great.
There was a Sonic 2 teaser, but no actual trailer.
Yeah, with the big space thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was that Sopranos car.
Papa's got
commercial.
a brand new stash.
But that Doctor Strange trailer was amazing. I love it.
Yeah, that was incredible.
We didn't plan it, but as soon as that trailer said from director Sam Raimi, we applauded.
Yeah, literally.
And that just came out of no. I was like, I'm going to clap as a joke, and then you did it, and I was like, guess we're clapping now.
No, but you never get from director blank in a Marvel movie.
It's always just
not with you
some
didn't get it with Taika Waititi or Russo brothers.
Literally anyone.
No.
And then just
but then they're like, yo, it's the motherfucking guy.
Yeah, for the king.
Yeah.
they were like, you know who this is. You know him.
It was an incredible trailer.
It was very good. I'm not really spoiler. I mean, you've probably seen the trailer if you're listening to this, and if you haven't, then you're not an idiot.
Go watch the trailer.
Yeah, just watch it, man. But the fact they had Patrick Stewart like midway through and not like an after credit teaser. You know how they have like the a stinger, I believe they call it. Like how in Age of Ultron it said title card and then it was Vision opening his eyes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it wasn't like title card, Multiverse of Madness, then Professor X wheels himself in.
Yeah, that would have been. That's where you would have thought of it being.
And he was just in the middle.
He's already trying to deny he's not in the movie. I
fucking hate it. Why are they... I can get Andrew denying he was in No Way Home.
Yeah. But he's like,
big thing.
People have been impersonating my voice for years. It's like, fuck, dude, it's you.
Yeah, there's concept art that was leaked of him being in it.
Did you see the interview with Ryan Reynolds the other day?
Yep.
he's getting the Andrew Toby treatment, and
no, Toby was telling people he was in it. Apparently, I
don't know if that's true. Though. I don't believe that's true.
No, I think it's funny to.
It's funny to think, but I don't think that's true. And it wouldn't surprise me. Well, I don't want Deadpool to be in it.
No,
it wouldn't surprise me if he is, because we know he's coming to the MCU.
Yeah,
I'm watching this video of Ryan Reynolds, and he
with him. What were you both watching?
Porn.
Oh,
sounding.
Got him.
I was watching this video of like this guy asking him questions, and he looks so uncomfortable. I was like, maybe you are getting the Andrew treatment here. He was like, oh, I can't. The thing he said was, I can't say anything, but no, I'm not in the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, so what does that mean then?
I'm contracted to say I'm not in it, basically.
Yeah.
But I don't
want him to be in it. He's not. By the way, if you are, I'd hope you're listening to this.
Ryan Reynolds?
No, just people. I was going to say, if you're listening, people. For those who do believe it, you are objectively wrong if you think that Deadpool's in the poster.
Oh, he's not in that poster.
He's not in that fucking poster.
It's just a light glare.
Yeah.
That happened to look like. It doesn't even look like him. It's
I don't
just the
think
fact
it does.
people are saying it looks like him makes you sort of tricks your mind.
Yeah.
Like not a Rorschach, but like some sort of shit like that.
Yeah.
I just don't really want Sam. I love Sam Raimi. You know.
I hope they haven't given him like here's what's next in the MCU that we need you to set up, and they've given him a checklist of things he has to do.
I would love it if he made the checklist.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
Because he fucking loves Marvel.
Yeah.
You know. Cut that out.
This is a podcast.
Yeah. Have you ever looked into like interviews of him?
No, I haven't. No.
It's mostly Spider-Man, of course, but he really loves comic books. So I think if they asked him, "Can you do these characters?" he'd say, "Yeah." But I'd like it if he was like, Kevin Fieri, listen to me. I'm the king here now. Little Sammy boy, and he's little.
Yeah.
Just if he asked, can I do can I put Toby in it? Can I have Tom Cruise Iron Man or whatever the fuck? I hope it was his suggestion is what I'm getting at, and not Kevin Feige. But I know it was Kevin Feige, whoever's in it, you know.
Yeah, see, I just hope that, and again with the reshoots as well, I just hope he hasn't.
Yeah.
I hope he hasn't made an incredible movie and then they've gone, actually, this is what we need.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, people blame the director, but it's gonna be Kevin Feige's fault at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He just gets away with it for some reason. But also, Kevin Feige has worked on like every Marvel film from like I think Blade onwards.
Yeah.
So he does know what he's doing, and he's got the connections to make anything happen. I just hope he doesn't go mad with power.
It's just, they clearly have a roadmap and they have to meet that.
Yeah.
And that might even be something, well, it probably is someone a lot more powerful than him. That's like, here's what we want.
The Disney man.
Yeah.
The mouse himself.
It's like, kind of, even if it is down to like, we need to make this much money by the end of this fiscal year, let's brainstorm what would get the most money as opposed to what would make the best comic book movie, which Marvel clearly haven't cared about in a while.
No, not since Iron Man.
Not since Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Excuse me.
That's all right.
But yeah, I hope Sam Raimi, because that first trailer was sort of like, okay, this is Raimi, this is restricted Raimi.
Yeah.
That second trailer, or if the first one was a teaser or whatever, this second one is like, oh no, he's doing his thing. And I hope the final...
It's weird, it's very well shot.
I love the camera, like the spinning, and then it's the bedroom.
One. And the one where it goes in,
the amount of blood on Wanda in that scene, that's pure Sam Raimi right there. That's just out of Evil Dead. There is that running joke that he's an abuser. Have you seen that video?
Yeah.
Well, I've told you the story about him beating up Bruce Campbell when he twisted his ankle.
Oh, yeah.
Or when the guy who had to play a dismembered hand and Sam would just stomp on his fingers.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, he's a dick, but I fucking love him. Him in his little... What's the hat called? Milady. What's it called? Fedora. He wears a fedora sometimes when he's filming. Sorry, a woman
just walked past our studio.
Yeah.
Jack was spitting game.
For once.
Well done, you didn't cry.
We made a big achievement here today. I think that will end the episode.
That'll end the show.
I can't fucking laugh, man. Excuse me.
That's all right.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I hope he was just given no...
Full creative control.
Yeah. What's that? No holds bar, is it?
No holds barred.
I hope... Or at the very least, if they told him, put Deadpool in it, put Professor X in it, put Iron Man in it, I hope that's all they said. Yeah. And I hope he was allowed to do
it
what
how
he
he wanted it.
Because there's a rumour, Professor X, yes, it's Patrick Stewart, but it is not the same Patrick Stewart from the other X-Men film, which honestly, those films are so fucked up. None of those actors are the same character from sequel to sequel.
Yeah.
And there's a rumour he's going to die in it, and then they will recast Professor X for the next reboot.
Right. It wouldn't surprise me if both young and old Professor X show up in this.
Well, there is the rumours of McAvoy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's recently been spotted with a shaved head.
He's a handsome man.
He's a good-looking man.
He's a very good-looking man. Bit of a dick in his movies, but very handsome.
Yeah. James, if you're listening to this, my address is... No. But yeah, I hope it's fucking pure Raimi.
Just balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Good comic book stuff. Good Sam Raimi.
But the thing is, obviously... Evil Dead's dark, but it's camp. Spider-Man is very campy. This looks dark, but you know there's going to be...
Spider-Man's got dark bits, like dark moments. So
that's true, yeah.
I
just hope it's campy, but obviously, because...
it's Doctor Strange, and he's quite goofy.
You can't do like magic shit and not be a bit silly with it.
Well, even if you look at him in No Way Home, the jokes weren't funny, but he's still like... Yeah. And he's got his fucking university hoodie on.
Yeah.
It's a bit like... Ooh. Yeah, I hope he just does what he wants.
Have you ever seen Drag Me to Hell?
No, I've heard of it though.
I'd say it's Raimi's most underrated film. It is a pure horror, but the amount of cheese in that film, like you got Swiss in one
Leicester.
shot.
We're good.
Yeah, we should start a podcast.
We should.
No, but the amount of camp, obviously we watched I showed you Evil Dead. You saw how it was like the big demon, but they've got a funny voice and a stupid face.
Yeah, like Evil Dead is fucking morbid.
But
Like
it's so
the
good.
gore and there's scenes where it's just genuinely, I'd say,
Fountains of blood.
I'd say genuinely, there's probably a good 20 minutes in that movie where it's just screaming.
Oh yeah.
Like and
No
that,
plot
and
development.
That zombie, the deadite laughing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was horrible noise. And then you'd get groovy, or whatever he said.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
And he
pick
cuts his own
apart.
hand off with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
And then puts the chainsaw in replacement to his hand.
As if that would even fucking work.
It wouldn't work. And I didn't show you the third one, but he calls that shotgun his boomstick. Because you know the ending, he goes back in time.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're all medieval, so he's just like, it looks like a stick, it go boom, boomstick. But yeah, like, Drag Me to Hell, it's very, I was about to say Evil Dead inspired. It's by the guy who did Evil Dead, if you didn't know. But like, they're not deadites. I think it's the literal devil, or at the very least, it's black magic, witches and shit. When someone gets possessed, it's just a modern day deadite makeup.
Oh,
and you remember in 2 where the guy is just floating by the window and it's like, we are the things that were and will be again. They do that exact same hover, and it's like, it's obviously not the same actor, but it's as if Sam was like, have you seen my movie? Do that.
We're gonna make my movie now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's goofy. What's he doing here? It's fucking dark, man.
Yeah,
Dark Man, that's another Sam Raimi movie I haven't seen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Liam Neeson's in it.
Oh.
And, would you believe it, Bruce Campbell.
I didn't see it. I can't really see those two working together.
Nah, never work out.
No. Me neither.
I hope he's in Multiverse of Madness.
He has to be.
Yeah, I just hope... I want him to be a variant of a known character, but there's the rumours he's playing some Z-list character no one's ever heard of.
Yeah.
On the Illuminati thing.
It'd be funny if like a leaked set picture come up and there was just a guy with a hood on and a chin sticking out.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, I wonder who the fuck that is.
Yo, it's that advert where the moon is in a suit with sunglasses on. Have you ever seen that?
That is so... yeah, but that is so niche.
Well, fuck off.
That's
come
the
on.
nichest reference
But that's
ever.
how Bruce Campbell would look. He's got that fucking
Yeah.
You know, Bruce Campbell once played Elvis.
No.
Oh,
imagine if he was Elvis in this new movie.
That would be fucking
That'd be
brilliant. Old
perfect.
Elvis.
Yeah.
So they do like multiple actors.
Yeah.
The film is called Bubba Hotep.
Right.
Bruce Campbell plays Elvis, who didn't die. He is in a retirement home.
Right.
So he plays real Elvis, and he was like, I don't want to be the king anymore. I want to quit. So he found the world's best Elvis impersonator, and they swapped lives.
Right.
The impersonator is also played by Bruce Campbell. And you know how Elvis got fat in his later years?
Yeah.
That's because in the film, the impersonator just ate a lot.
Oh.
And then the only reason real Elvis got fat is because he got old and obviously he can't move anymore.
Yeah.
So he wanted to quit being the king, so he gave it to a guy who wanted to be the king, and they just swapped lives. And then the film takes place in a retirement home where he has to fight a mummy. Guess who he has to fight the mummy with?
Who?
President John F. Kennedy.
I need to see this movie.
Guess who's... I don't know the actor's name, but guess who plays John Kennedy?
George Bush.
A black guy.
What?
Because
this is the best movie I've ever heard of.
You know how obviously Kennedy was shot?
Yeah.
The explanation in this movie, they didn't shoot him. They kidnapped him. They gave him facial reconstruction surgery. They put in a body double who was the one who was shot.
Right.
So now John F. Kennedy is a black man in the same retirement home as the real Elvis who swapped lives with an Elvis impersonator, and they are now fighting a mummy who is dressed, I believe, like a cowboy. And it's not a good movie.
Oh, it sounds incredible.
It's a good one-time watch. I was showing Lucas scenes earlier, and I was so fucking bored. And I was just like, God, remember this funny little movie I watched at 2 a.m. once? God, why did I watch that movie? But it's Bruce Campbell. I love him so much.
That sounds fucking incredible.
If I ran into Bruce Campbell on the street and like if he punched me, I'd say thank you.
If you ran into... What's the movie called?
Bubba Hotep.
you run up to Bruce Campbell. He's at like Comic-Con or something. He's like, "Oh, I suppose you want something from Evil Dead then?
Yeah.
Can you sign my Bubba Hotep, please?" He'd probably hit you.
Yeah, with his chin.
Yeah.
He just turned really fast and knocked me over. And again, that's a privilege. But Bruce Campbell looks... He's a good
Bruce
Elvis.
Campbell is the chin to my nose.
Oh, can you imagine if you two had a love child?
If me and Bruce Campbell kissed, it wouldn't.
You
we
wouldn't
couldn't.
meet.
We couldn't. If we kissed, we'd be like 2 miles away from each other. If we had a love child,
Can you imagine the
just
nose
looks
and
like a
chin
big
on...
pelican beak. Oh my god.
I feel like with all the shit Bruce Campbell does, if we paid him enough, he'd
At
come
least
on...
one a day.
You'd hope so. I wonder if he's got that app. But I bet if we paid him enough, he'd come on the podcast.
I
And hopefully my
reckon if you
face.
slipped him a 20, he'd come on.
You didn't hear what I said, did you?
No, what did you say?
Nothing.
No, what did you say?
I reckon he'd come on the podcast, and then you started talking, and I went, "And my face."
Oh.
Now I've said it twice. So Bruce, if you're listening, I'll slip you a 20. You can slip one up me.
Oh.
I'm in a good mood today.
I'm not.
We are getting... You can tell we've got 5 notes because we are so sidetracked.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah, we need an episode. We had 5 notes. There wasn't much.
Yeah. I mean, next week we're probably going to talk about that fucking awful new Texas Chainsaw movie. So
Yeah.
that's your homework for next week, is to go and watch it, because
Yeah.
I still haven't fucking seen it.
And watch Bubba Hotep.
Do you want to? How long is that? Do you know how long it is?
Bubba Hotep?
No, Texas Chainsaw.
1 hour, an hour and a half.
Do you want to watch it after this?
Sure.
Just so it's done then.
Yeah, I don't
Alright.
mind.
Cool.
Cool.
All right, see you later, guys.
Yeah, bye.
We're gonna go watch a movie.
Now let's watch it whilst recording. So we're trying
Live reaction.
Yeah, we're trying to talk, and we're just like, oh, I liked it. Oh, the sound waves are fucking awful. To bring it back around to Sam Raimi, the director of this new Chainsaw movie.
Just a movie about nice chainsaws.
No, it's like Rubber. It's a killer chainsaw on its own. For those who don't know,
movie.
for those who don't know, Rubber is about a killer tire.
Seriously, it's fucking great.
To bring it full circle, the director of the new Texas Chainsaw movie directed the 2013 remake of The Evil Dead. That film is graphic as fuck. So, you know, in the original, the most violence you'll get, you don't see
What's
it, but...
this? Texas Chainsaw?
No, Evil Dead.
Okay, yeah.
You know, the original, they hack up people with the chainsaw and the axe, but you don't see any impact. In the remake, there is a scene where I believe it's Cheryl, the sister of Ash. Ash is not in the remake because they were like, well, you can't replace
Yeah, I
Bruce
remember you
Campbell.
telling me.
Yeah, but there is a character in his place who wears blue, much like
Right.
Ash did. So his sister, they lock her in the basement, and she gets a Stanley knife. She puts it all the way up and licks it, carving her tongue in half like a snake tongue.
Like that fucking thing from Kong.
Yes. And then replacement Ash is like looking at her, and she's possessed, so she's like, why do you come down here and eat your sister's cunt or something like that? And I was like, what the fuck? It's like the original was goofy and it has that tree
but that's
rape
just
scene.
sick.
Yeah. The remake went so serious and goofy, but not almost like not goofy enough to where the violence just seems wrong.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, which is ironic when, again, you've seen the other two.
I mean,
the fucking violence in those films.
It's not the blood that made me like. I love a bit of gore in a movie.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like gore porn movies because that is just gore for the sake of gore.
Yeah.
But I love, like, even when it's like not, full massive gore. Like, I remember when I first saw Joker in the cinema, and he shoots the guy in the head on the train, and you just, because it was a 15 and his blood splats out, I was like, you're based!
Yeah, it's just cool to see.
Yeah. So yeah, like, I'm very comfortable with gore. I don't mind it because I can,
Well, you're a Tarantino fan, Harry. So you'll have a bit of
tell you
gore.
what, the Eye in Kill Bill 2, I lost sleep over that. That fucked me up, man.
Have you only seen the black and white version?
No, I've got the full colour one on.
No shit, do you?
On Blu-ray.
Oh
yeah.
fuck!
It's one of the
The
bonus
whole bloody
features.
affair.
Yeah.
Nice, fucking hell.
It's a bonus feature.
Wow.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so like, I mean, I grew up in the age of the internet.
I thought you were gonna say I grew up in the 80s.
No.
Like, what the fuck?
I grew up in the age of the internet. I've seen some fucked up shit.
We've all been on
online.
Live Leak.
I've never been on Live Leak intentionally, but
Okay,
sometimes
everyone but Harry's been on.
no,
Live Leak.
sometimes I click a link that's like, you know, the
Right.
Reddit 50/50
Yes,
thing.
yeah.
Sometimes I'll click on a link and then it will be like a CCTV footage of something horrible.
Some
I won't.
machete murder in Japan or something.
I won't describe ones that I've seen, but there's some. I mean, fucking cartel videos.
Yeah.
Oh, don't.
And
but-
you're a avid viewer of Wendigoon and Plagued
Yeah.
Moth, so
Yeah, so I
you've
watched.
seen some shit, man.
I've seen those videos and they do fuck me up. But when I know it's fiction, it's fine.
Yeah, that barrier really does not take you out, but it just allows you to sort of relax
It's to
with
suspend your disbelief.
it. Yeah.
Like
It's like, yeah, this guy's
That's
got a
not really the right
chainsaw
phrase.
through his body, but
Well,
it's a fake body.
I mentioned to you this. I mentioned this to you before. I watched No Country for Old Men with my mum a couple of weeks ago, and I've seen the movie before, but I forgot. Like, one of the first things you see in the movie is a dog that's had has been like shot in the stomach and like
Oh, I don't
there's
remember that.
bits everywhere. And then about half an hour later, this dog's chasing Llewellyn and he shoots it like 3 times. And my mum was like tearing up.
Was
and
that with
shit.
the sniper?
With the rifle? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
My mum was like tearing up and shit, and because like
No one wants to see a dog get hurt.
no, but that's the thing. It's like because it's a dog. Like if it's a person, my mum would sometimes think it's quite funny, but because it's a dog, like she
She's
gets
cheering.
really upset.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was like, yeah, I know if I saw a real video like that, that'd make me feel fucking awful. But I know it's a movie, so.
I thought
And I know you do get examples like the turtle and Cannibal Holocaust and stuff
Yeah.
like that, where they actually
Or,
just kill the animal, which
I
is
mentioned to you
fucking twisted.
Yeah, I mentioned to you maybe last week or the week before when they, in the original Texas Chainsaw, where they actually cut the girl
Oh yeah,
and used real bones,
Yeah.
I believe. But when you brought up No Country for Old Men, I thought you were going to talk about the cuff strangling.
oh
That's brutal.
That's in like the first 5 minutes of
Yeah.
2 minutes, I think. Actually,
But
that's
that
the opening
really
scene.
sets up whatever his name's character
Yeah.
is.
Oh god, I love that.
Can't remember
scene.
the actor or the character. Javier Bardem's
Yeah, I can't.
weird
I can never
haircut
remember his name.
character. It's a weird name, but just
But yeah, anyway, back to my original point.
yeah.
The blood in Evil Dead didn't make me feel like
No,
weird.
you-
And one, it's because the way that the blood is spilling out of these people, it's so clearly there's a tube, and then on the other end there's some guy going.
Yeah, or it's too watery, so it's
Yeah.
just water with red food colouring.
Yeah, it's not the blood;
Or-
it's the white pus that comes out
That
afterwards.
is fucking gross.
It's,
yeah.
it's like white, but it's got a very slight yellow tinge to it.
It's probably cottage cheese or
Yeah,
something.
it's fucking disgusting. And yeah, and then like when it stops, it kind of not solidifies, but like thickens, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's. I bet, like, I don't know what they used for that, but I bet whatever it is fucking stinks
Oh yeah,
in that tiny little shed as well.
yeah, which they all got high in.
Yeah, it probably would have smelt better.
Yeah,
And fucking red food colouring and semen everywhere.
great movies.
Great movies, but
We're giving you a lot of homework. Watch
yeah, watch Evil Dead 1 and 2.
Bubba Hotep.
Jack reckons you can skip the third one. I haven't seen the third one.
Well, the third one's a bit complicated because you've got the extended cut, director's cut. I believe there's a German shorter version.
Well, you just don't think it's very good. do
No,
you?
I don't. I'm not a fan. Well, it's Sam Raimi has never made a bad movie. He's just made 1 or 2 movies I'm not a fan of,
Right.
but they
Fair
are
enough.
still good, incredibly made
Yeah.
movies. That motherfucker, give him $10, he'll give you an hour and a half film that is like Oscar, well, not maybe not Oscar worthy,
Yeah.
but then you give him 100 million, he'll make you something just as good.
Yeah.
Wait, mate, does that sound like an insult? We gave you 100 million and you made a film just as good as a $10.
Mr. Raimi, it's not an insult. We know you listen.
You know what I mean? You as if he is listening. He can do a lot with a little, and it's
Yeah.
fucking incredible.
I,
I told you when they were filming the first Evil Dead,
I was going to make a penis joke about doing a lot with a little, but then you carried on talking.
we do a lot with a little
Thank
penis. So they'd write
It's
the
not a lot.
no.
Can't continue.
Prepare to be disappointed, ladies.
Yeah.
So they
Anyway.
wrote the script, they storyboarded it, they got the actors, blah 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 blah, but they had no money. So they went to all like the butcher, the post office, and they got money, like like investments.
Right.
And even if it was only $400, they would then spend that $400 over the maybe the next 2 months of filming.
Fucking hell.
They would spend every penny, and then when it ran out, they had to go and find more investors, which sometimes took 6 months before they could actually start filming again. So if you watch Evil Dead 1 and 2, the amount of continuity mistakes, because this shot of Bruce Campbell was shot in July 1972 or something.
Yeah.
I think it came out 78, so say 74 then. And then the next shot was shot 6 months later, even though they're 2 seconds apart.
Right.
And like the blood on his shirt is completely different. The shirt is a different shade of blue. It's just, but because it's so good, you don't realize it.
Well, that's the thing with like, well, I suppose like when you look at like an MCU movie or a Star Wars or whatever, something big, it's like you can't you see people like, it's like, oh, why are you being so nitpicky? It's like these movies have millions, hundreds of millions of budget, but when it's a movie like that and people nitpick it, you kind of got to think, well, they didn't.
It's just a big budget student film.
Like, yeah, The Evil Dead essentially came out of Sam Raimi's own pocket, really.
I think I say his ass.
No.
My favourite story about the production of the first Evil Dead. So, Bruce Campbell, especially in the 70s, a very handsome man, had ladies flocking for him. There was one woman who lived close enough to the cabin.
I know the one you're going to say.
It's a good story. Yeah. She lived close enough to the cabin that they could sleep there and then travel back to the cabin, film, without having to drag everything back and forth for miles. And she had a known crush on Bruce Campbell. This isn't some bullshit. Bruce Campbell, he told me himself. No, he's told this story plenty of times, and I think Sam Raimi's even said it as well. I believe it's in his book that I have. I don't remember the name of it now. His biography. Or was it autobiography?
Did he write it?
Yeah.
It's an autobiography.
His autobiography. One of 4, I believe he has.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So yeah, the woman lived close enough. She had a crush on Bruce Campbell. He phoned her up and said, can I come round? She said, yeah. He knocked on the door, entered Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi, Ted Raimi, the sound guy, the actors, all of them, and they slept in her living room or something. And then they went off to film Evil Dead and then came back just because she was in love with the hunk that is Bruce Campbell. And
That's a great story.
I love that story. But what was my point? I don't know. Welcome to the Midnight Men.
Jack.
Yeah.
What have you been playing? No, what have you been watching this week first?
Oh, hang on. If I get up the right note, I'll tell you. I started replaying the original Resident Evil 2 on...
Right, I'll ask you what you've been watching.
Oh, I'll get to it. But it's the only... Well, apart from the other game, this is the only one I've played.
The other game.
The other experience, I must say. I was replaying the original Resident Evil 2 on PS1. I'm not really listening to the story because it was such a good story. I just remember what's happening. It's fucking brilliant. I'm having a bit more fun with it because the first time it's like, okay, it's not the same as the remake, so I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what's going to happen. Get all the bullets, all this shit. And then now it's my second playthrough. I'm just like, fuck it, I'm not saving. I lost half an hour. Okay. Great game. Fucking brilliant game.
I would like to play... I played the HD remaster of 1, but I would like to play 2 and 3, like the proper ones.
Yeah. I never finished 3. I did maybe an hour and then just gave up. Probably because I finished 2, then immediately jumped to 3.
Okay.
Not a good idea.
Yeah.
Give it a break, you know. But no, yeah, great fucking game. I rewatched Spider-Man No Way Home, which is the 3rd time I've seen it now.
Yeah.
Still very good. Remember how we watched it the first time?
He went to the cinema to see it.
Yeah, no, oh yeah. I legally watched it.
Because it's not out on DVD yet or on streaming services. He definitely went to the cinema to see it.
Paid for my bus ticket, but not my cinema ticket because I have an unlimited card.
And you bootlegged the movie.
Yeah, I bootlegged it. It was the one with the man coughing that became a meme for like 2 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he doesn't cough that much, but when he does, it's like, bro, come on. Yes, remember how when we first watched it, and then we immediately planned our second trip, and we were like...
Like 2 days later or something.
And we were like, what if it's not as good? And it was still as good.
Yeah.
It's still as good the 3rd time.
Yeah, I bet.
I noticed different things now. Not like a small detail. I just like now I focus more on.
Yeah, now that you know that the big is coming, you're like, okay, right.
Oh, yeah.
What is this movie actually about?
Yeah, who is Spider-Man?
Yeah.
How will he get home? Spoilers, there is no way.
My face when he was in his home at the beginning of the movie. It's like, well, that was a short
Credits.
cinema piece of film.
That's a short cinema piece of film. Was it? It's 2.5 hours, 2 hours
Just
40?
about, yeah.
And we know when the big happens. It's after the big sad happens.
Thanos and Batman.
And Vin Diesel.
Imagine the portal opens up, he just drives through in a Mustang and kills Ned's nan.
Oh my god. But yeah, so spoilers, but you've probably seen it.
I mean, yeah, it's long enough now, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Obviously, after Aunt May dies, that's when Toby and Andrew come in. But beforehand, and that happens at maybe, an hour, or maybe even 2 hours? Hour 50? They're not in it that long, but they're...
No, they're in the third act, pretty much.
Yeah, which is good decision. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted them to be in it a lot more, but what they did was great.
Like, they show up and at the end of Act 2, and then Act 3 kind of starts.
It's a good... If it was a show, that's a good fucking cliffhanger for
Yeah.
the finale episode, you know? But yeah, so that first maybe 2 hours, however long it is, of just Peter's got to do this and help his friends and then go see Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
That's great, but as soon as character actor Alfred Molina shows up as Dr. Otto Octavius from Spider-Man 2, brackets 2004, directed by Sam Raimi. Fuck me.
No.
Even though he shows up about half an hour in. That first half hour is great, but when he fucking shows up and then it goes all to shit, is when it fucking really peaks. And then it never goes back down. It stays
great,
consistently great.
Yeah.
It's so good. I was quoting every line that Dr. Octopus was saying. And it, you got like "Hello, Peter" and all that shit. And then like, it got to a point where I didn't realize I was doing it. So like, they're on the bridge and he like grabs Spider-Man and I'm just like, "You think your fancy new suits will fool me?" And I'm just like, what am I doing? I'm sitting in my room on my own watching fucking Spider-Man, quoting character actor Alfred Molina.
The line that I fucking hate in that movie is, "The power of the sun in the palm of my hands. Where is it?"
Oh,
Like,
when he
that's
first
not
says
what it's
it.
fucking called. Give it a fucking shorter name.
Yeah.
The Suninator 3000 or something.
Yeah, Doofenshmirtz.
Yeah.
What the fuck was it called again?
I don't know.
The self-sustaining power thing, whatever.
Yeah.
When he first says it, it's kind of cringy. Just like, "What have you done with my machine?" That could have been enough. But then it's like, "Your machine, the power of the sun." We get it.
Yeah.
We love that line. It's a good reminder that he says it, because then obviously later on when he's holding the arc reactor and he says half of it and then Toby says the other. But if that's all they had, I wouldn't complain. If it was just that one time they say it, great. I mean, they didn't have fucking Green Goblin say, "I'm a really good scientist." I'm something of a... No, fuck's sake. I was about to say the right line then. Imagine if for no reason they just did like weird multiverse... Well, that's probably going to be what Doctor Strange is, but imagine if it's like, "We're going to need a good lawyer.
I'm something of a cyclist myself.
The green cyclist. Imagine if like Willem Dafoe was Daredevil.
So imagine if Willem Dafoe was dead.
He's going to outlive us.
Probably.
I think he's already outlived many. He's seen suns explode. He blew them up. But yeah, as soon as Doc Ock appears, and then all the villains, although the more I see it, the less I like Jamie Foxx's Electro.
Yeah, I can't. Well, it's not. I can stand him. He's just a bit boring.
He's more standable than he was in TASM 2.
Yeah.
But the fact it's just Jamie Foxx, you know.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx already isn't a particularly likable guy.
You don't think so?
No, I think he's a bit of an arrogant
Oh,
person.
fair enough. Sorry, Jamie, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Come on the podcast and explain your arrogancy. But just, obviously, I know not many people liked Amazing Spider-Man 2, but just the way that...
I actually didn't mind it.
He's good in that. Him and Andrew are good.
Yeah.
Because, again...
Like, it's bad, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's as bad as what people say.
No, there's... To an extent, I'd argue I like Amazing Spider-Man 2 more than Far From Home. I really do not like Far From Home.
Yeah, there's bits.
The ending's brilliant, and what it gave us was even better, of course.
Yeah.
But I don't think I like No Way Home that much. Every time I watch it, I'm like cringing.
Far From Home.
Yeah, Far From Home. Sorry.
That movie where all 3 Spider-Men were in it, and yeah, fucking no, sucked. Sucked balls.
Still was good the third time, but I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
But the fact that Jamie Foxx in Amazing Spider-Man 2 plays such a different personality than he is in real life is incredible. And then they brought him back and they were like, Jamie, what direction shall we give him? Be yourself.
Yeah,
Cool. Roll
idea.
cameras. Huh?
Yeah, that was a bad idea, wasn't it?
Yeah. Especially that scene that's become kind of memed. You know, when the Spidey sense realizes Norman's become the Goblin again.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's some neat trick. And then it's like, Jamie Foxx just goes, the hell? With no emotion on his face.
Yeah.
That's what a fucking shit scene. Not scene, but like shot.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
He has good moment, like when he takes the arc reactor and he says to Dr. Octopus, I liked you better before. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that.
But then...
Like, he is just the comic relief, though, isn't he? In that movie.
Yeah.
Electro.
Yeah, Electro is a comic relief in a
movie with Ned.
Yeah, I was going to say in a movie with a dinosaur man and a sandy man. But yeah, he's... Even you can argue Lizard and Sandman are the worst villains because they don't get much. But for the villains that have characters, he's the worst character.
Yeah, agreed. By a long shot.
The more I see it, I fucking love Doctor Strange as a character, and I think that's really hyping me up for the new one.
I've always liked him since he came into the MCU.
Yeah, he's the best part of the films he's in.
Oh, easily.
He's the best. He's not as good. I know it's an origin, but he's not as good in Doctor Strange. He's a great cameo in Thor Ragnarok. Best character in Infinity War. Good 5 minutes in Endgame. Really good side character in No Way Home.
Yeah.
What else is he in? I think that's it. Yeah, I've talked a lot about. I watched Dawn of the Dead the original for the first time.
Okay.
Very good fucking movie. Before this, I'd only seen Zack Snyder's remake.
Yeah.
They're so different enough to where, despite it being a remake, you can not compare them.
Pretend that they feel like completely different movies.
You could even argue they're happening in the same universe. That's how... Well, no, there's a few scenes where it's like the remake was 2004. There's a 2004 car or TV.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like the story... Enjoying your Doritos.
They're KFC crisps.
Oh, my bad. I feel like
I'll mute myself for this bit.
Okay.
I'm just hungry.
The story of Dawn of the Dead is so timeless.
I'm not cutting that bit out.
Okay. Yeah, so despite it coming out in, I believe, 1975, something like that.
It's a good band.
You saw them 2 years ago today, I believe.
Oh, well, tomorrow.
Among Us?
Among Us.
But yeah, it's a time, because, it's... Is that picking up well? Okay.
Very.
Very, I'm peaking too much. You must know it's the one set in the mall, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And the whole point is that so you got the main 4 people, and they're just like, why are there so many zombies in the mall? And it's not subtle. They tell you. They're just like, it's an instinct. It's what they did when they were alive. So the zombies are just getting stuck on escalators and walking around the mall. Yeah.
That sounds good.
There is some fucking brilliant comedy. So they have all these weapons, right? And they try and lock a bunch of zombies out of one of the stores so they can then run around them. So then you've got a majority of them in that one area.
Yeah.
The gun, I believe I don't know. I just, for the sake of argument, it's an AK-47. Gets stuck in the door because a zombie is holding it. And I thought, pull the trigger, blow his head off because he had the barrel at his face. No, I believe it's the character that Ken Foree plays. I don't remember the guy's name, but he's the best one. He just goes, leave it. So he lets go of the gun. And for the rest of the film, that zombie will appear still holding the gun in the same position. And every time I saw him, I was like, what the fuck? Are you kidding? This is a horror movie? That's funny. He then shows up at the end of the movie and they need that gun. So they grab it and give him a different gun. It's so...
That's really good.
It's fucking...
What's that, the original one?
Yeah.
I'll have to look out for that.
The theatrical... Because I've got the box set that comes with 3 alternate cuts. The original, the director's cut, a.k.a. the Kane's cut, and the Argento cut, which I believe is the shortest version, and it's not funny at all.
Okay.
I googled it. So the Kane's cut is about half-hour longer. They call it the director's cut, even though George Romero wanted the theatrical. The theatrical is his cut,
right?
But because they usually called longer ones directors, you know. And I think the Argento one is shorter. They change music. They get rid of comedy. It's more serious than the others. But at some point I'm gonna watch all 3 versions. But that first one was so fucking good. It's very good. And then there's just scenes of them playing around in the mall. It's fucking fun, you know.
That does sound good.
The makeup artist is a character in it. Tom Savini. He's a fucking legend. I love him. He's just great. I don't know what else to say really. He shows up in the last half an hour, him and all his crew. So I thought, they're just forcing the villain in. It does lead to something, but maybe could have shown up earlier, been a bigger threat. That's probably my biggest complaint. The effects are fucking amazing.
It does lead to something. Dudes try not to spoil the 48-year-old movie.
That's a good point. It leads to the zombies coming in, because they broke into the mall. More zombies come in, overtake the mall again. They got to escape.
Toby and Andrew are in no way home. You're not allowed to know what happened in the 70s.
I just did. You're not allowed to know what happened in the 70s. But yeah, because Tom Savini, he created the original look for Jason Voorhees, the kid version. He's very good at his fucking job. Oh my god, what happened?
I've got a cramp in my leg. I've been at work for 6 days in a row now.
And they've only just let you go home.
No, genuinely, pretty much. Oh, that really doesn't.
The
feel
face
nice.
you made looked like you had been shot.
Oh, that hurts so fucking bad, Jack. Oh man, that's.
I fucking, especially in the what's the fucking that called? The calf sucks.
Oh man,
I saw a video of a guy getting a cramp in his wrist. I thought he snapped his wrist. It was awful. It looked so bad.
I think I'm gonna cry.
Oh my god, it's that bad?
It's so fucking...
Holy shit, man.
Oh man. Yeah, keep him entertained while I sit here and mope.
But so Tom Savini is a brilliant makeup artist. He's very funny on Instagram. Like
me.
Like Steve is on the Midnight Men.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did...
At Chalk Presents.
Yeah. We also have Reddit.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brandon.
I'm going to censor his name for no reason. No, I'm kidding, Brandon. I love you.
Censor both times we said his name. There's a film called Maniac where Tom Savini also did the makeup for that.
Oh, okay.
And not just the makeup, the effects even. So whenever you see a hand get cut off, that was his effects. And he is so good for the Friday the 13th sequels. When they trim down the violence, is because his makeup looks too real.
Fuck.
He is that good.
That is impressive.
Yeah. And especially if you got to give him the budget to get the good shit. So when they don't, it does look a little corny, but he still put his heart into it, and I appreciate that. In Maniac, so there's a bit where Tom Savini, his cameo, he plays the killer.
Okay.
He's not the killer throughout the whole film. And because it was so cheap, they didn't have money to buy locations. So they did what's called guerrilla filmmaking. They brought the monkeys out, which means you film when there's no one about and hope you don't get caught. And of course, they had to film probably one of the most dangerous stunts in the middle of the night on an empty street with they weren't allowed, no permission. So a guy sitting in his car talking to this girl, and then the so-called maniac jumps on the car, shotguns him in the face, his head blows up like a watermelon.
Fucking hell.
They had one shot because obviously the police were going to get... I think it was a real gun.
Oh, God.
Tom Savini was the one to pull the trigger. I think I was about to say something, but I think I made it up, so I won't say it. So, he pulls the trigger. He blows up the fake head. Everyone fucking scattered. They got out of there, because the police were coming. And, he's just that good.
That's a good story.
Yeah, but yeah, Dawn of the Dead, great. No Way Home, still good. Resident Evil 2, original, still fucking brilliant. How about you? I'm sorry I took up so much.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's a podcast, Jack.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be an hour long. It can be longer if we keep going.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which we're going to.
Yeah.
What have I watched? Spirit. I bit the bullet and I watched Spirited Away.
Ooh.
I mean, I've seen the movie before, but still good. Because I didn't know it was direct. I knew he. Hang on. I'm gonna restart. I didn't know it was directed by. I think it's pronounced Hayao Miyazaki.
Oh.
And.
I know I've heard of that name before.
No, I know he does all the other Studio Ghibli movies, but I didn't know he was like, I think the guy who directs all of them. But the reason I say that is just because this isn't really anything really worth mentioning on the podcast, to be honest with you.
What?
I was just going to say, his name's Hayao Miyazaki.
Oh, look, Harry, all the shit I've just said, and you think what you're going to say isn't worth mentioning.
But I had a thing that earlier, I was like, oh, his name's Miyazaki, the guy who did, the guy who runs From Software and directs all the Soulsborne games, he's called Hidetaka Miyazaki. So I was like, oh, maybe they're related. I mean, they're both incredible artists, but they're not related. But yeah, that's just a little anecdote. Still, if you haven't seen Spirited Away, good movie.
More homework.
Yeah, we'll give you we should do that. Give them a little homework list at the end of every episode.
Oh, we should.
Like things to watch. Only watch though.
We should link them 1, 2, 3 movie links.
Yeah. Oh no, we'll get sued. Only films though, because can't expect them to go out and buy a £60 game.
Nah.
Unless you want to pirate it. Then go ahead.
We are really promoting piracy.
Cyberpunk got an update, by the way, and I jumped back into my very, very legal copy of the game. It's much better. It's not good, but it's much better. So, guys, pirate Cyberpunk. Actually, no, don't pay for it because I kind of want a new Witcher game. But anyway, yeah.
In that case, buy The Witcher 3.
Buy The Witcher 3, but brand new, not from like CEX.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that place.
Or CX?
Yeah.
Oh, because they, yeah.
I don't know why. They're lovely people in there.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I watched Spirited Away. Great movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. That is, I know a lot of people say, oh, you can't watch anime in English. It's genuinely one of the biggest examples where the Japanese version is completely different to the English version. So I'd suggest watching it in Japanese, but I have seen it in English and it's still pretty good.
What do you mean completely different?
Like they just fuck up the translation so much that like the translation doesn't really make sense, so they have to kind of rewrite it. But because the film's obviously already animated, it has to fit with what's being shown, so sometimes it just doesn't work.
Why?
A good one of that is Yu-Gi-Oh! The series. When that came to England, they changed, like when you lost a duel in Yu-Gi-Oh! In the Japanese version, you just die. Or whatever.
In the English version, you get stabbed with a knife.
Yeah.
By some twat with bad teeth.
In the English version, you get sent to another dimension.
Scunthorpe.
So yeah, I watched Spirited Away. I think that's pretty much all I've watched this week. I'll tell you what I've been playing though, Jack.
Oh, it wouldn't happen to be a similar game that I've been playing, has it?
It was, and it was because of you that I made a purchase of this game. I have been playing Truck Driver on the PS4. What's the one you've been playing? American
Truck Simulator. Nearly said stimulator, and not even as a joke. Just that's how my brain went.
I have been enjoying the shit out of that game, to be honest.
You bought it yesterday?
Yesterday.
Then yeah, you went from making fun of me to
4.5 hours in it already.
Wow, that's like no journeys. But yeah, you went from making fun of me to buying a more expensive version.
Yeah, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, oh, maybe when I'm just really stressed out, I could just
go on a drive.
I can just hit the roads. Like sometimes you do a delivery, right, and you don't go on the. Well, actually, for like 95% of my deliveries, I haven't been on the highway.
Really?
But then I did one earlier, and I went on the highway, and I was like,
life is this.
This is freedom. This is America. I had my music playing. I was at like 75 mile an hour,
in a 20 zone.
It was it was straight for fucking miles.
Oh, yeah.
And you might think that's boring, but fuck me, yeah, it is. But I just lie back and be like, this is the life. This is what everything, all the bad shit that has ever happened to me now makes sense because I'm driving a truck and I'm enjoying it.
It's so fun.
It's so rewarding and it's so good.
It's fucking a lot of fun. Well, sorry about that. It's incredible to play, and it's just
I get lost in it.
yeah.
Like not act like I have a sat nav, so I can't get lost.
Fuck off, man.
But I get really.
You're a cuck. Oh, if it didn't hurt to laugh, I'd be laughing right now.
God, that joke's for all my truckers out there. I hope someone's listening to this while driving a truck.
Oh, that'd be great. You know, when I sent you that
And we
message,
can get him on and interview him.
yo,
just
but
a random
over
trucker.
the radio. He can't actually come in the studio. You remember when I sent you that message saying "see you on the roads, partner"?
Yeah.
I wanted to look for a better word than partner, so I googled trucker terms. Like one of them is like, I don't remember, like black eye or something,
okay.
and it means like, I don't fucking know, your headlights are I don't actually remember what it said, but I was just looking for one that was just like some stupid word that just meant friend. Like,
like genuinely, we had a delivery at work today. Obviously, came in a big lorry, and I looked at it and I was like, man, I wish I was driving that right now.
Did you ask the guy?
I was like,
can I sit in the front
have
seat?
a go?
Can you?
Like, have you got a trucking license? No, but I played truck driver last night. You haven't got
Fair
a sat
enough.
nav.
You haven't got a sat nav. That game fucking lied to me.
Oh, it's so good though.
It's a lot of fun.
Even if I've got one on my phone now, guys, this is your gaming homework.
Yes.
So we'll give you like a few bits of film homework and like one bit of gaming homework. Your gaming homework is to download a free trucking simulator on your phone or on whatever, and just do one delivery. And then once you've done that one delivery, try and stop. Try and quit after that because you can't. It's oh my god, it's stunning.
It's a lot of fun. Like just when you messaged me, what was it saying? Oh, now you're making me want to buy one.
Yeah.
I was on an 8-hour journey. I don't even know where, but like Arizona. I remember once I went to Las Vegas.
Fucking hell.
And I was just delivering. Ironically, I was driving a truck, delivering 3 more trucks. It was like a £70,000 load.
Fucking hell.
Which is just my weekend, to be honest with you.
Oh.
But it's just so much fun.
It's incredible.
I hook it up to because I've got it on Steam, so it's on my laptop. I hook the laptop up to the TV. I get in my fucking chair. I'm playing it. I got my headphones in. You do it differently, where you said it was like you lower it so it sounds like the radio.
Yeah, so
it sounds like a lot more immersive.
It is. So I play it on my PlayStation. So I open Spotify on my PlayStation. I just put on a playlist and then I go in the game and I turn the Spotify volume down a little bit to maybe halfway, so I can like the music's. I can still hear the lyrics and stuff, but I can hear the of the engine and the of my horn and the little tick 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 of my indicators. And I'm like, man, and then I turn my lights off and it gets really fucking dark in my room. And I'm like, sometimes I'll like think, oh, I need to go for a piss. Where's the nearest stop?
Oh my
like I'm
God.
like, yo, I'm really in a truck right now. And like, if someone lets me go, I'll wave at them. It's amazing.
I think yesterday, my whole family went out, so I was just on my own. So I had it again hooked up to the
So
TV.
you put on a plaid shirt, a hat.
I fucking wish I have a plaid shirt. No, but yeah, so everyone went out, and I thought I went outside, and I was like, just on my break. I even made a fucking tea. I was like, just on my break at the
at the truck stop, at the surfaces.
Probably gonna get myself a lot lizard. And then I turned off my headphones, so I was just blasting the music from the TV, and I just thought like, yeah, it's like I'm in a truck, except it was 11:30 in the morning.
It's so fucking
on the
fun.
Arizona highway.
It's indescribable. Like I've never been. I've played a lot of Kerbal Space Program, which is a really really fun sim. But other than that, I've never really been into Sims.
Yeah.
I have played like
The Sims.
I have, and that's quite fun. But I've played a little bit of some of the Formula One games because I actually quite like the Formula One. But I mean, that's a like they are in the format of a video game.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can call a simulator a game because they're a lot more complex than like a normal game, aren't they?
There's this guy.
Like the Formula One is. I don't know. I understand any of that. Kerbal Space Program. You need to have a master's in physics.
There was this
truck simulator. You just need to be racist.
Welcome to the Midnight Men.
There's a bus simulator on PlayStation.
Yeah, there was. I think I found a taxi simulator somewhere.
I kind of want to play that.
Yeah.
Just
it's
drive
like when
around.
it's like in GTA where you just
Do the
steal a
taxi
taxi
jobs, but-
or just drive normally.
Yeah.
Fuck, I forgot what I was going to say. There was this guy I used to know who I don't know if he still does because I was never really friends with him, so I never spoke to him. But he wanted to be a pilot.
Okay.
So his parents bought him like a $3,000 pilot.
Oh, the big setup. Yeah.
And like people would mock him at school and he'd just be like, "Oh yeah, I got to do the fucking whatever, the flip the switches and all this shit." Now I get
It's kind of cool though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not a plane guy, but if I had
No, I'm not a plane guy.
as
Microsoft Flight Simulator graphically looks stunning.
yeah, as you mentioned, if we got that wheel,
Yeah, it's
never leaving the house.
yeah. So all the Midnight Men listeners out there, you can be sure to wish me a happy birthday next week.
Yes.
For my birthday, I'm gonna buy myself one of the wheels and the pedals, and like I'm really gonna like commit to the trucking lifestyle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna piss in a bottle and shit. It's gonna be great.
I was gonna say sleep in your cabin, but I guess well,
I just sleep in my chair. Yeah.
well, no, where in some what is it called? The cab.
The cab, the front bit.
Yeah, your
you should know
bed's-
this. You're a trucker.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like the big expensive ones. Yeah, their little bunk
but like
bed
where
in it,
your
don't
bed
they?
and where you put your chair is almost exactly.
Yeah, that's true
so,
actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just recline the seat
Yeah.
and just.
I'm gonna. I did joke about it earlier.
Don't ever joke about trucking.
No,
Harry.
no.
It's serious.
But-
Okay.
I haven't. I have a lot of small collections. I don't have like one big collection.
Yeah.
Maybe my films, I suppose. It's probably my biggest, but I haven't bought anything new in a while, and I think little toy lorries, little model lorries, because loads of supermarkets and stuff, they do toy lorries of their lorry.
Oh, when I was a kid, I was like, who the fuck wanted these?
Yeah.
But now it's like, truck.
See, I'm in college tomorrow, and I know Poundland do them.
Yeah.
Like, they do a Poundland lorry, and I'm like, oh.
Ooh.
And we sell little lorries at work, and then like some of the I'm a lorry guy.
They're fun.
I think I'm a truck guy.
They're
now.
a lot of fun, aren't they?
Oh my! We get to walk past that big lorry warehouse on the way to college tomorrow.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna be able to see all the lorries.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Is the Amazon Prime ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. think of all the lorries you might see just on the road, Harry.
Yeah, I think I'm actually a lorry guy now.
It made me sad now when I think back of that lorry exploding in Welcome to Raccoon City.
Yeah, that
Rip gasoline lorry. That sounds like I can't say the word Larry, right? Oh, gasoline lorry. He was a good fella.
I'm familiar with the pizza brand.
Or the bagels.
Tony Two Bagels.
Get the pickles. But yeah, there are literally, before we went to Luca's, I told you I was late because I was doing a delivery.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
They're so good.
I think that was another 8-hour one.
It's so relaxing. It's amazing.
It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Until you get some twat who drives into you.
Oh, don't, because that really pissed me off earlier.
I was scared when you left your house.
Listeners, right? I'm driving down the highway. It's a 75 mile an hour highway. My truck, because I had a load on the back, I was probably maxing.
Oh, that's disgusting,
dude. I was maxing at about 54. I couldn't go any faster than that, so I put cruise control on. So I'm going for about good 4 or 5 minutes just down this. I have to turn a little bit when it curves or whatever. But then there's my exit, so I indicate. I go into the next lane, and then I go into the next lane. And I'm like, right, okay, this is it. There's no one there. I look. I check my mirror. There's no one on my right. And then obviously because it's a game, cars don't just, well, they might do if we do live in the Matrix, but they don't just spawn in. So
Yeah.
I'm going off to my exit. This fucking Mustang spawns in, pinches me into the side, and then I fucking crash into the little bit that divides the rest of the highway from the fucking
that separates the lanes.
That separates the main lanes from my exit. And it cost me nearly $2,000 in repairs, and my truck still doesn't work. You saw earlier, it veers off to the right all the time.
That's very interesting, because in American Truck Simulator, whatever damage happens on one delivery will not carry over to the next.
Yeah, like once it's happened, like on your thing, you have to go to a garage and get it repaired.
They need to like somehow merge the two, because yours has stuff that mine lacks, and vice versa.
Yours, yeah.
So putting them with our powers combined, let's just buy a truck.
you know, in like PUBG and some games like that, they have I think it's called regional voice chat.
Yeah.
Which is when you're near someone, you can hear them. They should do like an online,
I think
they should make a trucking MMO.
Oh,
like it's literally just
like GTA Online. You can customize your character.
Big America, like in America, like it is in The Crew, where it's like the full country, just obviously condensed.
Yeah,
still takes you a good few hours to get from side to side.
What if it was real time?
Yeah.
What if these 8-hour journeys I was doing took me 8 hours?
And yeah, like a trucking MMO, and people just get in. They choose whatever company they want to work for, and they can work their way up the ranks and stuff.
That would be brilliant.
And there's people working at the port.
And then you can buy companies.
Yeah, and then you just truck around.
And then like other work, you can hire other players.
Like in GTA RPs, you can like get someone over your radio, be like, "You're right, Jack. How's it going?" Over.
We'd have to learn You have to learn truck terms.
Yeah. Oh, we need to make trucking online.
That would be. Although I think you can do online with American Truck Simulator.
No, but it needs to be like a proper MMO where it can be like hundreds of people in one
I think
server.
This is the closest we get. You know, if you don't own, on my one, if you don't have enough money, you can't buy a truck, so you can't drive around the world freely. So I don't know how that works, but I think if I saved up enough money and bought my own truck, I could just maybe. I hope. It's like we just said, I can drive around Arizona. Maybe there'd be a waypoint on the map that's like, here's a delivery, pick it up or don't.
Yeah.
Or, just...
Oh, it'd be amazing.
Yeah. The profile pictures on American Truck Simulator are fucking ridiculous. They're like, they look like real people, but I think they were AI generated.
Oh, right, okay.
And they're just like, they differ from the least trucker person to the most trucker,
mega trucker,
and there is no in between. There's not even like, oh, he's just a young trucker. It's either full hillbilly or Nosferatu skinny.
Oh
twat.
God, yeah.
Couldn't think of a good example.
I think by the next episode we buy a truck.
By the next episode,
and yeah,
in the game.
No, in real life.
Okay,
we buy
with all the money we're making off of this podcast. We put a
studio in the back of the truck.
On-road podcasting.
Midnight Men on tour.
That would be brilliant.
God. Right, before this gets too out of hand, let's wrap it up there.
Yeah. Was there anything else we had?
Oh yeah, Spider-Man overtook Avatar domestically. Thank you for listening to the Midnight Men.
Yeah.
My name has been Harry Savage.
I've been Trucker Stellan.
I've been Trucker Harry Savage.
Yeah.
And you've been Trucker Jack Stellan.
Yeah.
Come back next week once we're both a lot more involved. Once we have both fallen further down the trucking rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And we this is going to become a trucking podcast very soon.
Oh yeah. I just realised next week we're going to have 2 movies to talk about. We're watching Texas Chainsaw and Godfather Friday.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
Yeah, thanks guys. This was a chill one, wasn't it?
Yeah.